You get into bourbon, you're like, I want the Weller, I want the Pappy. You're not going to find the Weller, you're not going to find the Pappy. And okay, so here's the deal. It's that time of year again. We figured we would do our best under 40, or best under 50, inflation. But yeah.
Inflation.
Best under 50. I'm going to handle that. And Chuck, being Chuck, is going to handle the best under 100. So really the $50 to $100 range. But here are the bourbons that we honestly think, if you're looking to get into bourbon, or if you have a bourbon collection, you don't have these, and you're looking to buy some bottles under, for me, $50, or for Chuck under $100, you should really
for a gift.
Or you're looking for a gift. Yeah,
looking for gifts.
So with the caveat with that, for when you're looking for a gift, don't worry about price. Worry about taste profile. Like, again, please do us a favor. Taste profile. But here are the bottles that we think, and we'll go through why. So for me, for this episode, we're going to go under 50. So if you're going under 50, I tried to hit the whole mainstream of things, and we'll go through what each one is why. Chuck will give critiques on how I screwed this whole thing up, which is great. And that's why we have them here. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm just going to get that one out of the way, because everyone goes crazy for it. You get into bourbon, you're like, I want the Weller, I want the Pappy. You're not going to find the Weller, you're not going to find the Pappy unless you live in like Ohio or Texas, because apparently they
or pay secondary.
Or pay secondary. So
then you're in my price bracket.
Yeah, then you're just in his price bracket, and we got some great ones to buy instead. But you're going that way because you want a sweet and you want a wheated bourbon. And there is one distillery that just does amazing wheated bourbon and is always overlooked. And that is Maker's Mark. And so the Maker's Mark I have right here, which used to be hard to find, is now pretty easy to find, is Maker's Mark 101. But you could very easily go Maker's Mark 46. Depending where you live, you might be able to even do Maker's Mark 46 cask strength for under $50.
Normally I see cask strength coming in at like 70, 75.
So yeah, so you got to be careful, look, and everything like that. But to be fair, around Christmas time, they usually do like the gift set for right around $50. So you can get smaller versions of each. But if you want a wheated bourbon and you want to see if you like that flavor, Maker's Mark, you got to go that way. You're not going to be sad. You're not going to be disappointed. It's a good route.
I have no critique. Maker's is always a go-to. I think Maker's 101 is a step up from just regular Maker's. So for the price point, I think it belongs.
All right. Next route, you want to go traditional bourbon. You want that spice. You want that just Kentucky hug. You want the flavor. Well, then you got to get some Wild Turkey. And I'm putting Wild Turkey 101 up here because it's incredibly easy to find. I don't care who you are, where you live, anything like that. You're going to find it. I would put up Wild Turkey Rare Breed, but I've been looking for 3 months and I have not found it. Glass shortage is a real thing, people. So if you find Wild Turkey Rare Breed and you like barrel strength bourbon, you're at that point in your bourbon career, go for that. If you're not there yet and you're just getting into it, or you like cocktails also, Wild Turkey 101 is your way to go, because you can put this in cocktails, you can drink it neat, it won't matter.
That's what I was going to say. Wild Turkey 101, the best budget bourbon on the market.
Yeah.
That's your go-to for, you want to drink it on the rocks? Fine. You want to drink it neat? Fine. You want to put it in a cocktail? Great. Like, put it on the shelf. Although, TJ, of the Wild Turkey, you mentioned Rare Breed, which should be in this list. Although, you say it's not available. It's available. The other, where's Russell Reserve? I mean, a Wild Turkey product should be on this list, but Wild Turkey 101, let's be honest, is not the best Wild Turkey product.
You can't do Russell Reserve single barrel because that's over my $50 price point.
Yeah.
Kentucky Spirit. If you like Blanton's, screw Blanton's. Just go Kentucky Spirit.
Oh, gosh.
You'll be happy.
Even, like, why are we comparing that?
Yeah.
Are those compared? Do people do that? Do people compare those two?
Yeah. I mean, they're both single barrels, about the same
They're
proof
both
point.
single barrels. That's
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you gotta compare it, but yeah, you gotta have a wild turkey product like in the
Agreed.
store. So yeah. Okay.
Gobble gobble.
So the third one, you want to branch out in the bourbon realm. You want to get some floral notes. You want to see what people are talking about, like when they say, like, I taste a little bit green tea, or I get some honeysuckle, or something like that. Well, then there's only one way to go, and that is Four Roses. So right here we got Four Roses Small Batch Select, which is pushing the $50 mark, but they have two other offerings depending where you live. Four Roses Small Batch, which is amazing for the price. You can't go wrong. It looks just like this bottle. It just, instead of a dark brown label, it's a light yellow label. And then the other one, which is Four Roses Single Barrel, which some people tell me is over $50 in their area. My area, I can find it for like 35 or $40. So on the rankings, I'm going to tell you Four Roses Single Barrel is the highest, Small Batch Select is the second, and Small Batch is the lowest. But any of those deserve a spot on your bar. And just like the Wild Turkey, they are great because they can be drank neat, or you can put them in a cocktail and it's just going to be amazing. And you're not going to feel bad about putting it in a cocktail.
So for our March Madness bracket, choosing the wild card, which we were handicapped to be $30, I did a blind flight of bourbons under 30. Wild Turkey 101 was in there. Four Roses Small Batch was in there. A few others, Evan Williams Wild Bond. You know what came out? Four Roses Small Batch.
Yeah.
So there you go. I agree. Generally, those floral notes are going to come from a high rye mash bill. I think another one, a sleeper here, would Unknown Distillery, or a lesser, like a craft distillery, would be Driftless Glen. To me, I have their single barrels or just their even standard bourbon offering. I get a lot of it just reminds me of a high rye, either MGP or a high rye Four Roses. So if you're looking for something different, want to try something unique, give Driftless Glen a shot.
And I'll say Driftless Glen has the better bottle. Like, it's just a sweet bottle on both sides.
The windmill embossed in the back.
Yeah, the windmill, and then the thumbprints from the owners on either side.
Ergonomic.
Yeah, it's legit cool. And it also is really good. And some of their single barrels are starting to be 5+ years. And man,
even their standard offerings 5+. Yeah. And I recommend the single barrel strength if you can find them. Those probably run a little bit more than $50. So
yeah. So there you go. So the next one is, I don't know why, but it's like Makers. It's always overlooked. People poo-poo on it. It will literally sit on the shelves, and it's some of the best bourbon you can find at a reasonable price. And that is
Jim Beam White Label.
Knob Creek.
Oh, sorry. Gosh. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was
same distillery, but Knob Creek. You can find Knob Creek. I mean, occasionally, like this bottle of Knob Creek, this is a store pick, I got for under $50 because they hadn't moved enough of it, so it was on sale. You can find Knob Creek 9-year for like in the $20 to $30 range. You can find, which is 100 proof. You can find Knob Creek, which is the 120, the single barrel, for right around $50. Like, they've got so many offerings of this stuff, and if you're very, very careful on the store picks, if you look very close, you can find 15-year-old bourbon for like $55, maybe $60.
There's no way. I've been looking forever. No.
Oh, yeah. People picked up on it.
That's a lie. That's a myth. And there were 2 shooters on Grassy Knoll too.
Yeah, it's there. I've seen it twice, 2 times in my life.
Nope, that's a freaking unicorn. Just as much of a unicorn as Weller 107.
Yeah, but I've seen Weller 107 too. So, Knob Creek, it's good. People overlook it all the time.
No complaints on that. Literally, Knob Creek lineup from start to finish is generally my go-to. If you want a mixer, go with the 100 proofer. It's honestly even good neat. But And then as a daily drinker, the knob proof or the knob single barrel at 120, the 9 year, or if you get a store pick, that's even better. Just fantastic.
And if you're a person that travels a lot for business, get used to this because this is what you're going to see every time you freaking travel. So you should learn to like it. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get the barrel strength, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. So final one. There's only one way to go. It's unfortunate Brian's not here, but
Well, special.
no, we did like slightly obtainable. You should be able to go to your local liquor store tomorrow and be able to buy any of these bourbons. Sorry, and that is, you got to jump on the newest craze of bourbon, which is toasted. So we're going to go Old Faux 1910. But I'm going to caveat this with any of the Old Faux Whiskey Row series, you're going to be happy with. There's 4 of them. They're amazing. They're so delicious. The 1910 I chose because it's toasted, so you're going to get super sweet notes. It's going to be different than these other 4. If you were new into bourbon, or if you were throwing a party with people that wanted to get into bourbon, or if you were just looking to diversify your personal bar, if you had all 5 of these bottles, you're hitting every bourbon note except for like finished whiskey, which is a whole nother ball game. So this is my, if you're going for under 50 and you want to buy 5 bottles, this is what I go with every single time.
Yeah. 1910. Brian's not here to defend himself, so I'm going to say this. That's not even my favorite Old Faux product under $50.
Yeah.
I'd go 1897. Old Faux 100. That's solid. But what's lacking here is a Heaven Hill product. Where are those? Where's Evan Williams bottle and bond? Yeah. Where's Henry McKenna 10-year should be on that list, but then let's create the list under $50. It's not attainable.
You forgot the Heaven Hill product under $50. Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig small batch.
Just good old Elijah Craig small batch. Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that. Unfortunately, we were only to 5 bottles, and I wanted to hit a little bit of everything, and so this is where I got. But I would gladly substitute out, I think, the Knob Creek or the 4 Roses for the Elijah Craig small batch.
So. No, you can't get rid of either of those, especially not Knob Creek. That's not even close.
So there you go.
That's cemented. That's on the Mount Rushmore of under. That's going to be our next video because we like to create lists, and we'll call it the Mount Rushmore video.
And welcome to our life. These are 5 great ones, but Chuck is already saying a 6th great one. We need Elijah Craig. Small
Mount Rushmore's only here. 4.
Yeah. And so then it just continues on. This is why when you go to somebody,
Washington.
Yeah, when you go to somebody's house that really truly appreciates bourbon, you have 250 bottles on the shelf because they're all different, they're all delicious. You can't pick a favorite child, so just buy them all. That's our message.
You trying to convince me, or you trying to convince your wife?
Everyone. I'm trying to convince everyone. So once again, thanks for watching. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe. It helps our ego and our self-esteem. Yeah.
TJ
self-esteem is important. Yep. I need more self-esteem. And yeah. Yeah, I'm short. It only takes 1,000 subscribers to make my self-esteem 100%. But please, let's get there. And we'll see you next time.
Stay neat. Power bourbon.
Power bourbon.